Launch sequence activated. Prepare for light speed.
Intelligent, keeping the missing relevant with Mr. E, Mrs. E. Let's not forget the sweet and E, and of course the best Grandy, unraveling these mysteries. Stay a while and share your thoughts. Help us break down this mystery. Grab a seat, we guarantee you're in wonderful company. Unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E.
Wow, that we've got some big news today. How are you doing there, Auntie?
Pretty good. I was making it quick and snappy.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you hopping on with us. We didn't think we were going to get a verdict today, but before we get into all of that, I am, of course, Mr. E. I'm joined by Aunt E. Mrs. E, just depending on how things go, may join us a little later. She's got to pick up Middle E from therapy, so I think she's going to miss the verdict unless she just listens to it in the car, I believe. So
I'm keeping an earpiece in just so I can hear on Court TV, but are we going to start streaming with Court TV live?
I'm going to go ahead and, well, what they're saying, what I'm reading here is that they're going to have the verdict here in about 30 minutes, that they've come to a verdict, and that they're going to gather the attorneys, get everybody prepared, and that they'll read the verdict at 4 o'clock
Central,
our time, 5 o'clock their time.
Yes, that's what I just saw.
But I want to welcome everybody in here. Let's see who we've got that's joined us. And appreciate everybody joining us here kind of last second. Wowzer, appreciate seeing you. I'm quilting. Jilly, want to be sleuthing something, says yay. Let's see, Deanna, Belinda McLean, Pam. So appreciate everybody hopping in here last second. So if you, we've kind of been keeping an eye on this all day. I kind of felt like if they didn't come to a verdict today, that was not good news. Did you kind of feel like that?
I felt exactly that way. I said it would be today in the afternoon. That's what I felt like. I felt like 2:33 after lunch that they would kind of have it all done. And it went a little longer than I thought, but they did take about 30 minutes or so for lunch. And I've been going back and forth between Court TV and Law and Crime. And Court TV has someone there that's reporting back. So you're getting a lot more information on Court TV than Law and Crime. So I've been kind of watching it. And then when I saw that they said they needed 15 minutes, I was like, uh-oh. And then I was like, then they went back in 15 minutes and they said they needed 5 minutes. So I knew it was really close.
Yeah. And the way Court TV specifically posted from their account, stop the clock, we have a verdict. So that was where I first read that. So
yeah.
So are you still in the same place? Are you thinking we've got a guilty verdict today, or did you kind of think differently after the weekend?
No, I think that they just had to, as a juror, this is what I would want to do. I would want to, even though I had that gut feeling that it was a guilty, I would still want to go over all that evidence as a group to basically justify my vote. I would think any good juror would also want to do that.
Yeah, I would think so too. In a way, I kind of thought, well, if it takes some time, I get it. If they wanted to look at the DNA stuff again to make sure they understood it, or
right,
listen to 911 calls or any of that again, it could all take some time. And they've got 3 different charges to consider also. Of course, the biggest, the aggravated, but they've also got the firearm part, which kind of goes hand in hand with it. But then they also had to discuss whether or not endangering Valerie was going to be a part of it. So they had things to figure out also. I think it's going to come back guilty, but
I do too. I was reviewing the charges again, the way it has to come back. It's guilty. If they do guilty, it's on both charges. And I think it's a little it's a little oddly worded and complicated verdict. I think it was just kind of confusing to me. It's not just guilty manslaughter or anything like that. It has to be within 3 years, and they have to justify that. And so I think that was a little odd. It's different than some of the other cases we followed. And yes, Nikki, we have a verdict. We'll let you know at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, we're watching the courtroom. They say they're going to come in about 15 minutes, but they have come to a verdict. They're just getting the attorneys and everybody ready to come into the room. I really want justice for these two. Last live we did, in a way, we kind of focused on the defense and everything, but I kind of don't want to forget the two victims here, because not only did they lose their lives, which is horrible enough, but they also kind of got framed,
in the worst possible light.
Yeah.
I mean, they're making them out to be these deviant behaviors. And I think that it makes it even posts them in a more negative light, other than just having an affair. They try to they take it a step further. And, it's just sad. It's sad that they have been they're the true victims in all of this, for sure.
Yeah. 'Cause it's like, they tried to make him look like some kind of crazed killer, and then makes her look like not only was she having an affair, but also into this kind of wilder, BDSM, whatever the fetish site was, and all of that. That's a memory that would have been tarnished forever,
Absolutely. Is Mrs. E still there?
I'm not sure. People are asking about the poll. Is that what you're looking for?
They're wanting a poll. I don't know how to do a poll because I'm not the owner of the account. I don't think I can. I don't think I can do a poll.
I probably can. Let me see if I can.
It would be through. I think it would be through YouTube, not on. I don't think
it's not on the StreamYard.
I don't think so, because I know how to do banners, but I don't know how to do the poll. Let me look and see what I can figure out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Well, I tell you what, why don't we just do it this way? You can put a 1 in the chat if you think it's a guilty verdict, or a 2 in the chat if you think it's a not guilty verdict.
Sure. We'll just do it the old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned way. 1 if you think it's a guilty verdict, and 2 if you think it is a not guilty verdict. We won't even we'll just deal with the red room charges and not the child endangerment.
Right.
Just for the main charges. And we'll see 1 for guilty, 2 for not guilty. We'll see if we have any 2s. I was looking on some other places, and I did see a few people that still think that he possibly was not guilty. So I did see that in a couple places, people voting and saying that.
Yeah, I haven't seen a 2 yet.
Nope,
Jenna,
not yet.
Shauna, back on track. Bonnie's all afternoon tea. Everyone's got a 1 so far.
So if you think he is guilty, put a 1 in the chat.
Yeah.
If you think he's not guilty, put a 2, please.
Before the trial started, I was listening to another, I don't even know whose channel it was. It was somebody I don't typically listen to. Maybe one of the online attorneys, like a Lawyer Lee or someone like that I don't listen to a whole lot.
Right.
But their group was, whoever I was listening to was kind of split about it before the trial started. Yeah. I mean, like some of them were very much defending Brendan, but I'm going to guess this trial, for people that watched it, swayed it the whole other direction. Because after the What part of the evidence do you keep thinking about, Auntie,
The part of the evidence that's the
that
most,
makes, yeah, compelling to you, that made you go, okay, no way?
um, gosh, let me think. What evidence was the most compelling? Well, I think partly I always want to look back at forensic, the digital forensic, and I think the fact that they can't say that at least one of them wasn't home every time that a post was made, and the fact that you can't tell who's behind the computer or the phone, and they pretty much have said all of the interaction was from the laptop. The majority of it was the laptop. The laptop is so much easier to get, and people were saying, well, she doesn't know her password and she doesn't know this and that, or he doesn't know the password. Well, we know now computers save your password. So you don't need to specifically know the password to log on to a site. Because if your computer saves it, mine saves all my passwords.
Right.
I never type a password in unless it's one that I haven't saved or it's a new account. So once it's saved in the computer, you don't ever have to do it again.
Right.
So I don't know. I think that digital stuff was big, but I mean, if you go back, and it's called fairfaxcounty.gov, you can look at the pieces of evidence in the account, and his 14-page letter to her while she was in jail. I mean, just professing his undying love after the murders, after all that happened. I'm like, he just, I just think he did it. I think it didn't hit me until that very last part of the prosecution. And she said, you were in love with her. You would do anything to be with her. I actually think that's where he was. And I
do
hadn't
too.
thought that. I hadn't thought that up to that point. I just thought he wanted rid of his wife, and it was convenient that he had this new mistress. But I think he was doing it basically so he could be with her and it be uncomplicated. And he knew his daughter liked her, and he was happy with that.
You know, when I've gone back since his testimony and listened again, I think he's still in love with her.
Oh, I do
think
too. I do
I think
too.
he's still, when he talks about her in any way, he just lights up in a different way than any other part of his testimony. I think he's still there,
I do too.
which is crazy, but I think that's where he's at.
I want to
Um,
go back and watch it again too when she's on the stand, if they show his face, because I didn't pay attention to him while she was testifying, and I wish I had of, because I think that would have also been very telling.
yeah.
Because he all he did was scribble frantically for most of the witnesses that the prosecution had. So I think that, I would like to see what his response was to her speaking, and I didn't do that the first time.
Want to be a sleuth and something says he bent himself over by taking the stand. Sorry, I know that's crass, but OMG, Lord Jesus, what was he thinking? I don't know what he was. Well, I
I
kind of
do.
know what he was thinking. I can put myself in someone's position of, if your life's on the line, there would be a part of you that thinks, let me just get up there. I can tell the truth. I don't want to just let just leave it up to chance that my attorney and all this evidence is gonna, you might want to feel like you could take control of it and be believed guilty,
Right.
whether you were guilty or not.
And I'm sure he's a classic narcissist. I mean, most
Mhm.
he felt he was very confident in himself. The
Yeah.
only thing that I saw that he did not promote himself and how great he was when he was talking that he met the minimum standards at the shooting range. That was the only thing that I think he was probably honest about. and he didn't make himself look like in such a positive light, saying that he just met the minimum criteria to be able to keep his license.
And I do want to thank Sharon very much for the gifted 5 Crimecast memberships. We appreciate that. That almost slid by there. I didn't catch that in the chat, but we appreciate your support very much, and thank you for doing that. I'll tell you, for me,
I'm going to also put in the chat, if you guys want it, the Fairfax county.gov site. So if you want to go back and look at the pieces of evidence, you can look at it. You just have to pull up that Banfield case, but you can actually read the letters and the things that the jury in the court saw that day. I'll put that while you're speaking, Mr. E.
And I am keeping my eye over here. It is still saying 5 o'clock is the estimated time, and they are not back. So we're not missing it. We're keeping an eye on that there. For me, with where I the last bit of doubt that I had was gone was the blood clotting issue, because during the prosecution, the part of the story I just could not, that it was giving me a little pause, was she was still alive when they called 911. And with that, I felt like, why would you risk, even if she had a really bad injury to the neck, why would you take any chance that she might survive that stabbing, until we found out about the blood clotting disorder toward the end of the prosecution. And then it was like, okay, well, that explains that. That's why he knew she had no chance to make it with that disorder and the 7 stab wounds to the neck, that there would just be no way she would survive it. So anyway, that's where I kind of last quit believing that he could be innocent. After that, it was pretty much locked in for me. But I think what Wannabe Sleuth and Something was saying, I think for a lot of the people and the jurors, that sent it home. That pretty much closed the door, because he was so bad. Getting caught in that lie with his boss, the lack of emotion, the weird phrasing. I've listened to several pundits and just, lawyers and just kind of lay people and everyone just talk about this. And his lack of emotion and just unbelievability and unlikable nature, I think really hurt him.
Yeah, and that was something I was listening to some people talk about it, and they said, the one thing you want to do if you testify is make yourself likable to the jury, and he did not even attempt to make himself likable or to pull at their heartstrings at all. He could have made that so much more descriptive and telling and emotional, which would have pulled them in and made them feel sorry for him. And he was just like a robot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Mrs. E wants to make sure that you told Sharon Marlowe, thank you. So yes,
I did tell Sharon, thank you. And I also want to thank Brandywine OG for being a member for 1 month. Well, welcome to the Crime Dog Pound. And we appreciate your support there. Mrs. E has been working on the trivia, so we should have our members only trivia ready to go whenever we decide to do it. So I think she's doing an 80s themed trivia. So that's what we'll be doing next whenever we pick a night to do that.
And if you haven't,
they're still not back. I'm keeping an eye on that.
Hit that like button. Go ahead and hit the like button. We've got about at least 12 more minutes, because they said they were going to announce it at 5. So I cannot wait. I mean, it's one I've actually gone back and watched testimony again and really gotten into. But I think that one of the things that I felt was the worst was the defense attorney. I mean, I don't know if he chose him or he was recommended to him, but he, to me, did not plead his case at all. To the point, I mean, he had no conviction when he spoke. And I think that was, when I see an attorney on the stand up there pleading for their side, I like to see the passion and the drive and the conviction. And I didn't see that from him. And I didn't see a ton from the prosecution either. I mean, she was better, but I still feel like they could have both done a better job.
Yeah, man. I've watched some of Lawyer, a few other people talking about these attorneys, and even everybody's trying to be professional or whatever. They've been pretty critical of the defense, her too, actually. But
Detective
he was boring, man. He was just so boring.
He was just so boring. And I mean, the judge kind of got frustrated with him several times, but I mean, she was very good, and I really liked the judge. But Detective Mom said that's the one she paid for her son. Imagine how bad the one she paid for Juliana must have been. Yeah, well, and you heard Juliana complain that they wouldn't get back with her, and she went days and days without communication with her attorney. So I'm sure she was frustrated as well, which probably led to her being much more willing to turn against him.
So, yeah, I wonder. You'd carry some guilt if that doesn't go your way, and you wondered, was it my attorney and all this?
Well, and Sarah brings up a good point too. She said, I still think his boss asking to testify and saying they had no meeting did a lot. Well, I think it definitely was like the final nail in the coffin, because it showed he was a liar. It showed he was not prepared for a meeting. He wasn't dressed professionally to be giving some kind of, presentation. And that's what he said he was doing. Now, whether he embellished on that meeting, he may have embellished the seriousness of the meeting, but his boss obviously felt it important to come up and say, hey, that's not what happened. I was his direct supervisor, and I wasn't even in the state.
A lie like that, because what people are thinking is, if you're going to lie about something like that, it isn't even part of the case, really. What else are you lying about? It's a small lie, but not a small lie.
Right.
It was an unnecessary lie. It didn't have anything to do with the crime, really. It was something he lied about to make himself seem more likely to be innocent. And he thought he wouldn't get caught on it. And fortunately for us, they were paying attention, and they jumped up on that stand, and it was really, because you can't explain that lie in a way without thinking he's guilty.
Right.
Because if he's innocent, he doesn't have to make a lie like that. I bet that had some impact. It'll be interesting to hear what the jurors have to say after this. What was the most interesting to them and compelling?
I'm anxious to see what jurors talk to the media, what they say, because that's always very telling. I really enjoyed that with past trials that I've watched, when they come out and they have like a round table, or a few of them will talk about it.
I bet a few of them will come out and say, I was on the fence until he took the stand. I bet.
Well, and also the thing about the descriptiveness of the way she was, if you think about the scenario and what was going on, it doesn't make sense that she was on all fours naked. I mean, the descriptions were just bizarro, and they didn't fit. They didn't fit what you should have seen had you walked in, and it actually been something that they were both willingly doing.
Right. It's like, it's kind of what Deception Detective always kind of says is lying is actually really hard. If you're going to just completely fabricate a whole story, it's really hard to do, because it didn't happen. And so the facts don't line up because at first he's saying he's hearing skin on skin, and then he goes into the room and he's fully clothed behind her. She's on all fours naked. Yet somehow through all that, his pants end up rolled down. Well, how?
Yeah, they're rolled down, but I don't think his underwear was down. I think it was just his pants, and they were just kind of slightly under his bottom. So it was staged. It was very staged.
Yeah,
I mean, you could just tell by the way the description it did, and how things, just the bizarreness of the way he described it, and the things he spent so much time describing that really were insignificant compared to what you would be telling should you have really walked in on a true scenario like that. Your description would have been completely different.
And another part of his description the hair, he kept talking about when he walked into that room, and he wasn't exactly sure what was in his hand because her hair's so big, like he was using the hair as a way to not get caught in a lie, so that maybe she was being stabbed, maybe not, couldn't be sure, because she just apparently had this giant hair, according to him, which she doesn't even have that big a head of, just early hair.
Another thing that sat with me for a while about it, before we even heard it, all of the people testify, was the fact that they said all of her devices have been searched for many, many years. Anything that they could find, and browsing history, she had not once been to a a porn site or any kind of fetish website, anything like that whatsoever was not in
Right.
any of her histories. Well, someone that does those things has a pattern, and they will have a pattern. It won't just be the very first time they decide to do something like that. And I
Right.
just think that that lack of pattern also made me lean toward, that it was a staged thing and a setup.
Yeah. Now she's been doing that for a decade or so, into that kind of thing, but with no history. And something they didn't ever get into, I don't think, unless I missed it somewhere. I assume he didn't have a violent criminal history either. Um, Not that I'm
Joseph?
aware. Yeah. Did they ever mention that?
I don't think so. I think he'd been on those types of websites, but nothing violent whatsoever.
Right.
And a lot, what I thought was interesting, and we may have mentioned it the other night when we were concluding, just all of the dialogue. And no, I think it was something I was listening to. The dialogue, it was Ashley Banfield. She has her own podcast now, besides what
Okay.
she had on News Network. And she was on last night, and she was just saying that she felt sorry for him because she could tell, even though it was a weird, bizarre situation that they had contrived, that Joseph was very serious about making sure she was okay with everything they were going to do. His approach was very caring and considerate of the scenario and what was going to happen. And she said that just, it made her even madder because she could tell there was sincerity in it. Even though it's bizarre and not normal.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's not right. It's what it is, but he didn't deserve this and wasn't. And I just did a little search to see if he had a criminal history. And according to Chat GPT, nobody has reported he had a criminal history at all. If he did, I think that probably would have come out. But the point to me, it would be really weird for you to go your whole life until this point to commit such a violent crime. If you
Right,
hadn't,
right.
you would, people like that usually have assaults and things of that nature in their past. But he apparently doesn't have anything like that. So that would be his first time doing something along those lines.
Something Patricia said. Patricia said the fact he lied about her enjoying looking at the assaults cases she took care of as a nurse. I know that really bothered me. It's like, it's victim blaming, making her look like the bad person because it's that somehow, aroused her or whatever. I thought that was really kind of disgusting too.
Yeah.
It bothered me.
So it's just one of those it's just, the whole thing is just so gross on so many levels. You just really want justice for this because it's planned. It basically orphans the daughter,
I literally think it started really quickly after the nanny moved there and they had the very first hint of a relationship. I think he started planning. Then I think he presented it to her as a plan as it got closer. And I think everything from the windows and everything that they did was part of her training at the range. I think all of it was just a part of the plan.
I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. I just don't
Yeah,
want
it'd be
to
good
miss
to have it. We don't want to miss it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just so there we go. Yeah, I just don't want to miss anything there. So
And
let's,
so Sophie said, I think it was said that he had only had traffic tickets. I think you're right. I don't think there was anything about him that was bad. And the mother said she even knew that he liked role playing and that kind of stuff. And he was a LARPer, a live action role playing person that dressed up and did the role playing. If you look that up, a lot of people have never even heard of it because it's different. But people that are adults dress up like in medieval outfits or different things, and they basically acting out different battles and things. It's called live action role play, and he did a lot of that.
yeah, I knew a couple of guys in high school that were into that. And they basically have like foam swords and foam shields and that, it's just,
Yes, I've seen them do it before. Where I used to live, they had a park that people would do it on Saturdays, and you could
yes,
drive through there. We would take our kids to soccer and see them, and it's very
same.
innocent, but it's fun. It's fun, and
Yeah.
some people get into that. And I would say that him doing that probably led into, as he got older, wanting to do some of the fetish type stuff. Pam has a really good point. She said HIPAA laws prevent a nurse taking a patient's records out of an office and bringing them home. It never happened. He's a liar. And I would agree that that's, they probably can't access patient records at all from home. So she wasn't taking that stuff home and doing that. Oh, and we had somebody else that just voted
I saw
as well, a 1.
a 1. Yeah, I saw, I think 1, 2 out of maybe 30 or 40 people that posted their number. So we're all pretty well in a consensus.
If you had not had a chance to put it in chat, at 1 if you think it is a guilty verdict, or 2 if you think it's a not guilty verdict. Mr. E and I can't really make the little survey that you see Mrs. E put up. So if you believe he is guilty, 1. If you don't, put a 2.
Patricia asks, did they call her best friend or any friends to testify on her behalf?
No, and that was something we both talked about. We said there were no character witnesses on for either one. Nobody to say Brendan's a really good guy. He would never do this. He was an excellent worker. He took his job very seriously. I mean, no couples friends that could testify. I mean, you would think you would at least have one on each side.
They had her dad come up, but that was really just about the blood clotting.
Yeah, it was really to testify about the disorder. Yeah.
Maybe they just, I don't know why. You would have thought, someone to come up and say, did she ever, a best friend or something, did she ever talk about her affairs or fantasies, anything like that, in your kind of girl talk or whatever, or a sister or something?
Right.
I don't think she had a sister, but I'm not, but somebody close to her. We're here.
Here we go.
All right, so let me
okay, guys.
Unmute.
Hope you're tuning in.
Are we ready for the jury?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder that I cannot tolerate any outbursts in the courtroom at the time of the verdict reading, please. Thank you.
He looks a little nervous.
He does look nervous.
That's the most nervous I've seen him look the whole time.
Yeah.
I would be too.
Oh, yeah. Can't imagine, really.
No, I can't. We can't put ourselves in that place. We'd never do something like that. So it's hard to imagine.
It's hard on the juries too,
Oh, it's hard on everyone. I mean, I think being a judge would be so hard. Because if a case didn't go like you thought it should go and it was a jury trial, how disappointing.
He doesn't look great with that shirt and jacket and everything the way it is.
No, it looks like a little disheveled.
He does.
I agree, Pam. This is making my stomach hurt.
This is?
Yes, it's giving me nervous stomach.
And juror number 9, you were the foreperson in this case, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and are these the verdicts of the jury?
Yes, it is.
And are they unanimous?
Yes, it is.
He looks a little peaked.
In criminal case number FE 2024-666, count 1, we, the jury on the issue, join in the case of the Commonwealth of Virginia versus Brendan Robert Banfield, defendant, find the defendant guilty of aggravated murder of Joseph Ryan and Christine Banfield as part of the same act or transaction.
Wow.
Case number FE 2024-666, count 4.
666.
We, the jury on the issue, joined in the case of the Commonwealth of Virginia versus Brendan Robert Banfield, defendant, find the defendant guilty of aggravated murder of Joseph Ryan within the same 3-year period during which he did also kill and murder Christine Banfield. In case number FE 2024-666, count 5, we, the jury on the issue, joined in the case of the Commonwealth of Virginia versus Brendan Robert Banfield, defendant, find the defendant guilty of using a firearm in the commission of a felony. In case number FE 2024-873, count 1, we, the jury on the issue joined in the case of the Commonwealth of Virginia versus Brendan Robert Banfield, defendant, find the defendant guilty of child endangerment.
Wow.
Yeah,
Will either side
all
like
of
the
it.
jury polled?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Members of the jury, if this is your verdict, please answer yes. If this is not your verdict, please answer no. Juror number 2. Juror number 5.
Yes.
Juror number 9.
Yes.
Juror number 10.
Yes.
Juror number 12.
Yes.
Juror number 19.
Yes.
Juror number 22.
Yes.
Juror number 25. Juror number 28. Juror number 32. Juror number 34. Juror number 37.
Yes.
Thank you.
The court does find that the jury verdict is unanimous at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, this completes your service in this case, and I know I speak for everybody that we thank you in this difficult case for all the time and attention you've taken to it. I do need you to go back to the jury room for one more time, and I'll be back there in a few minutes just to talk to you before you leave, okay? All right, so you're excused to the jury room. Thank you.
Well, I'm relieved.
Yes. He's toast.
This guy did not. Yeah, he did not need to be free. It's just too heinous.
Look at his parents.
I mean, I feel for people like that, though. You know, they may still believe him.
All right.
Well, of course they
Mr.
probably
Banfield, In
do.
accordance with the jury verdict, I do find you guilty of aggravated murder on count 1 of 2024-666, and also count 4 of 2024-666, and count 5, commission of a felony with a firearm of 2024-666. Also, on count 1 of 873 of child endangerment, I do find you guilty as found by the jury. Do you wish to have a pre-sentence investigation report, Mr. Carroll?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll order a pre-sentence investigation report for this case. What date?
Dates you would have available.
Wait, I could set it for, do you plan to have victim impact statements?
Yes,
assume?
ma'am.
Testimony? I can put it on, well, any day before July 1st.
Understood.
I'm retired then, so let's pick, is April far enough for you, Mr. Carroll?
Your Honor, may I just look at my schedule?
Sure.
Would there be a particular? date?
April 17th is my sentencing day.
Okay.
Judge, that is the one day in April we would
You
not.
can't do, okay. Well, we can make it a different date in April. I mean, I do have March 20th, but that might be too quick.
And April 17th doesn't work for you, Your Honor?
No,
No,
but
unfortunately.
if you
We
don't
do-
want to go to, I mean, we could go to May 8th. I have May 8th available. Or I could make it any Friday that you want to go to in April, if that's too far for you, Mr. Carroll.
May 8th is available, Judge. It's only 2 weeks away from April 17th.
Okay, May 8th.
That's fine.
All right, we'll set it for sentencing then on May 8th, and we have the pre-sentence.
Sentencing on May 8th.
And if you need it for a special time, just let me know if we need to move it from the
Yes,
10
ma'am.
o'clock time.
As soon as
Okay.
we've had a chance to speak with
All
the
right.
witnesses and the victims' families.
All right, anything further for this matter? at this time?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
It's a little more somber than he has
Yeah.
been.
Yeah. I think he kind of knew. He may have felt like if this went on a few days, he had a good chance, but maybe coming back today, he thought maybe not good.
I
or
actually
maybe
think it's unusual that he's not in handcuffs. See, they did not cuff him and take him out. They just walked him out with someone, and he actually opened the door. So I think that's odd. Don't
Yeah.
they usually cuff them and take them out? They did with Murdaugh.
I didn't think about that. I don't know
I mean, he just opened the door and walked
if it's
out.
common in Virginia or not.
Yeah, I'm anxious to hear the impact statements on this one.
I think Juliana's hearing is like the 13th of February.
It got moved up actually sooner than it was originally scheduled. I want to
Yeah.
think it moved. I don't remember what it is, but it did get moved up. Yes, it is what it is. He was in jail before the trial. He was not free. I don't think he was free on bail.
Yeah, so we'll hang out for the press conference too, because I do want to hear what Carol has to say. I mean, you've got to assume they're already planning appeals and all of that. Mrs. E, who says, "Auntie, you owe me $1."
For what?
I think early on you were saying they weren't going to be able to get a guilty verdict, and y'all made a bet early.
I don't remember. I said I didn't know, but that was before it was over. I said I didn't know how it would feel. Oh, she meant on the tally chart of Murdaugh. Murdaugh. Now owe you $5.
Oh, oh, that's what it is.
I was gonna say I've really never thought he wasn't guilty. I just didn't know if they could prove it.
Yeah, but that was also that was before he took the stand. You were kind
Yeah.
of talking that way where it was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, I was really worried. I
But it
was
may
worried that
Yeah, the divorce would have been a better route.
a little cheaper for him too. I think he's going to end up, I mean, he's ruined his life, his career, his child's life. I mean, just it's sad.
The poor girl,
And that's another really good point. Real Me Too said he will not be liked in prison. He somebody that was an agent is not going to be treated too well by the other inmates.
Yeah, he's got the double whammy, working for the IRS and as a criminal investigator.
Right. I'm just can't believe. I'm so excited. You always, I think it with the way it is, you get this gut feeling like he's guilty, and you're just so afraid that you're going to be disappointed if they rule the other way.
I know.
Sorry, voice to text. I know, voice to text. I was like, what? Yeah, voice to text. I make big mistakes on that all the time.
Yeah, Quilting says he should have been in cuffs.
I agree. I've never seen someone not be escorted out in cuffs after a guilty verdict.
And of course, one thing people are going to be upset with is Juliana. She's going to be, spent a couple of years in jail, and she's going back home. She'll have her whole life ahead of her. Whatever she is now, 25, 26 years old. I mean, I'm sure 2 years. I mean, that's terrible, but it's not a fair price for 2 lives that she took.
Right.
So I'm okay with the deal. If that's what it took to get him behind bars. Cause I don't know if they would
you
have
got to think
it.
about, she is young in a foreign country from her native land. And she probably was greatly enticed by him and his nice home and his family. And, he was paying her salary. I'm sure that some of that could be, his coercion of her, and not to say she couldn't make those decisions on herself or couldn't have walked away from it. But, I think that he also, hurt her by all of this. And he's responsible to me for all of it. I think he's responsible for all of it, even though she helped. I just, I think he made her help so that he wouldn't be the only one.
He almost had to be the one that plotted and planned it all, because I don't think she would have been, she wouldn't have come up with, let's go to the gun range and let's start the website and, all the fake phone calls. I don't think that was all her idea either. I think he drove it.
Yeah. Detective Mom said Nick the Hat pointed out that when she goes back, she will not be welcomed by her country. It kind of sounded like she was safer in prison than free there. And it may be. I don't know how that's looked at in her country, or how, discreet that she can be, move somewhere that nobody knows her type of thing and start a new life. But I mean, her life is forever changed. And that $10,000 from Netflix is not going to get her very far.
No, that's not. I mean, and the idea that she would do all of this for $10,000 is kind of crazy. That was a good point that prosecutor made in their closing argument. I mean, I guess, you lay low, you change your name, get a different haircut, hope you can start a life,
Well, she didn't look anything the same. That's for sure. She already looks completely different than she did when she was with the Banfields.
I was there was another case I was reading about, an older case, and I can't remember the names or anything, but it was essentially these 4 girls that killed a young teenager, um, burned her alive, and
Wasn't that in Indiana?
yes, yes, and so
I
and
remember that.
decades later, all these girls are now out of prison,
Mhm.
but most of them, they changed their names, they moved around, and occasionally they'd be found out who they were. Someone would go, "Oh yeah, that's her working at the factory," and they'd lose the job and have to move again. But you can kind of rebuild, I mean, time passes, you move to a different area. Um, I suspect that's what a lot of people do in these kind of situations, just try to, you know,
Yes. Social media makes it much harder to do that now because
yeah,
it seems like there's always somebody that's seen someone somewhere. And you can't just move to that small town in the middle of nowhere and nobody recognize you anymore because everything's mainstream and
yeah,
it's all on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. And so it makes it harder to commit these types of crimes. That's one thing. It makes it
yeah,
harder to commit these types of crimes because it's easier to find out.
true. Um, they tried to use that to their advantage to frame, you know, Joe, basically, uh, to use that technology that way, but the jury didn't buy it, even when their phones weren't in the house. Uh,
And I think that's why I want to go back and look at some of the evidence. I did post that back at the beginning of the chat, where you can go and look at the pieces and the case number and everything. If you're interested, it's Fairfax County court.org, and you can go on there and look up the case. Oh, here comes the press conference.
mhm.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, me too. I really want to hear this. I
Oh, I didn't know that, Patricia. Patricia said it sounds like her family was poor. She was sending money back to her mother. I did not
yeah,
know that. Yes, back on track with Kat. I have been watching that on the news this morning. I watched the press conference about Samantha Guthrie's mother is missing in Arizona. I don't know if you heard about that, but Samantha Guthrie from the Today Show, her mother is missing, and they are making her house where she went missing from a crime scene. And there's
oh
been,
no,
yeah, it's really weird. And they did a press conference this morning, and they're still looking for her. But she was 83, I think, something in her 80s, but very well, like very smart, sharp. She just had mobility issues, couldn't go just a few yards, walking was slow and couldn't go very far. But she was very with it, but she has disappeared. And
oh,
they feel like it's nefarious, something nefarious.
why?
I don't know. Very weird. She lives in Tucson, Arizona.
Huh? No, I
So you'll
hadn't
have to
heard
look
that.
at it. Yeah, that all happened today. She was reported missing yesterday, and it's all hit the news last night and this morning.
And she's
So yeah,
saying no, like early dementia signs or anything like that at
no,
all.
she was seen by family that night, sharp as a tack. They said sharp as a tack.
Huh?
84. I knew it was 83, 84, something like that. I
That's
just, yeah, it's Savannah. Did I say Samantha Guthrie? Savannah.
and
Savannah
if they're
Guthrie.
making it a crime scene within a day, then they've seen something there.
Yeah.
They've got
They said there were some things there that were concerning, that they were moving it or escalating it to a crime scene investigation.
mm,
I think she just had some mobility issues. She just couldn't go. She couldn't walk very far. They said she couldn't walk 500 yards, which I can't walk 500 yards at once because of my RA. So I understand what they're saying.
right. Huh.
I'm anxious to see what they say.
Yeah. See how our prosecutor's dressed today too. I assume she'll talk as well.
She'll probably have a coat on because it's outside. And if it's we had another night well below freezing here. I'm not been happy. We've lost a lot of landscaping. We don't have landscaping that can handle hard
Cindy
freezing.
says, I think that's one reason she hit on Brendan. She saw a money stream. She probably thought he was super rich.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and they did have they had a pretty nice life. Their home was a great, beautiful home in a nice
Yeah,
area. Washington D.C. Outside of Washington D.C., those areas are
it's so expensive.
very expensive.
Bonnie said it was 6 degrees this morning here in East Tennessee. Yeah, it was like 26 here, and that's very unusual. We never get below freezing usually.
I wonder if we'll get a statement from the parents because they have been pretty quiet on both sides.
Yes.
Other than Joe's mother, she came out and did an interview. I couldn't really find a lot from Christine's
Yeah.
side of the family.
I couldn't find anything from either side, family or friends that spoke out at all. Because the Teppies, some friends have spoke out, and you can hear some different little things about the Teppies, but I haven't heard anybody from this case speak out at all. And they might have initially at the very beginning, but
Right.
I haven't heard anything. Hello, little black bear. If you're just jumping on, please go out and hit that like button for us, so it help us in the algorithms. And thanks for joining us. We're ready for the press conference for the Banfield trial that just ended and with a guilty verdict.
Yeah. So we if you are joining just now, we got guilty on all three counts. And then they will do sentencing sometime in May. But he pretty much will spend the rest of his life in prison. I think is kind of what he's looking at there.
I think that was Sharon Marlowe that gave you your membership. She gave us 5 earlier. So if somebody said who gave me the membership, it was probably her, little black bear.
Yes. Sharon did it at the top of the stream there. So so I'm glad you got it there, little black bear.
Yes. I hope that Christine's family is capable of raising the daughter, because you want them in a stable environment for sure.
I wonder how that's handled if both want her.
I don't know.
I wonder how they determine that.
I would say with grandparents, they have to go through the courts and probably have some kind of shared custody.
And I wonder if what weight the guilty verdict has on it. Does that make a difference or not?
It doesn't make them guilty. So,
right.
I guess that they would still have the grandparents' rights. And see, I don't know if Christine's parents were married. I know the dad spoke, but I don't know if the mom and dad are together. I haven't seen them sitting together in the courtroom or anything like that. I haven't actually seen her father in the courtroom since he testified, but we really can't see the whole other side of the courtroom. We could only see the one on his side pretty much.
Right. I'm going to see if I can find that.
What?
About Christine's parents.
Yeah, I hope that they get to raise her, and I hope we hear more about what's going to happen with her. I can't imagine how confused she is. I mean, the poor little girl. She's probably like 7 now since this happened.
Oh, I think this is.
She was like, she was like 4.5, almost 5 when the massacre occurred. Trying to avoid the bad words that we can't say. Uh-oh.
Not sure. Okay, so some reporting is saying that they've been there at different times during the trial, but I'm not sure if they were there today or not. And
Starflower said it's her understanding that Christine's parents are no longer married. For some reason, I think that I heard that. That's why I wondered who that, like, maybe they're remarried or they're not married anymore, because they mentioned her parents coming by that day of the incident. They were supposed to be coming through to go to Florida or something.
Oh, right.
He alluded to, but I wondered if it was a mom and stepdad or situation. I didn't know. I know his family were in court. I don't know if her family was in court. Mr. E said he saw where they were there some of the time.
Yeah, they've been there for some of the trial. Some people have reported that. But I don't know if they were there today or not.
Oh, Shauna said they just took a lot of mics down. I wonder if they're doing it inside now because it looks very cold there. Real Me Too says Crystal Rogers mom hasn't been able to see her grandson, it should be joint custody. Yes, it should be. I remember with the Crystal Rogers case, his family were the ones that had the kids. That he wouldn't let them go to her family at all, and they, it was terrible. I don't know if they have them now, but I remember when that was all in court before his guilty verdict, that she still didn't have rights to see them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bonnie's trying to say some states
Yeah.
don't have grandparents' rights. I wonder if does he have any say at all as the father still? Does he, I mean, he's still her dad. Does he have any? I just don't know.
I don't know. I don't
if
know.
he has any rights still. I don't know. I mean, either way.
Well,
I mean,
I would say now child services will be involved as far as her placement, because he has charges of child endangerment, which should automatically make them involved in her care. And I would think he won't have any ability to see her, at least for some time.
And shouldn't probably until she's much older and ready to do that.
I mean, I can't imagine explaining all this to her as an adult, even. I mean, just horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. I mean, I'd almost want her adopted by another family and taken to somewhere else, far away.
Just start all over.
Yes.
No problem. Is the audio okay? I'm used to it. I can wait.
Looks like they moved it because it was right by the building doors.
Yeah.
Everybody else good? All right.
Maybe too crowded.
Okay. Sure, not a problem. First of all, guys, I just want to say thank you very much for covering this case dutifully and respectfully. There were obviously a lot of salacious details in this case that caused it to get a lot of attention. But at the end of the day, this case is about two neighbors of ours that were murdered almost 3 years ago here in Fairfax County. We take that very, very seriously. And to start off, I just want to thank the great detectives of the Fairfax County Police Department that put in yeoman's work to get this case here. I also want to thank the people in my office that put in hours during the last couple of years, not least of which are the three people standing behind me, Sylvia Villanueva, Kelly Sprisler, and Jenna Sands. You all saw how complicated this case was. A lot of digital evidence, a lot of forensic evidence, and this team behind me put it together in a way that a jury could understand, and they did it with professionalism and skill, the type that you will only see in a modern prosecutor's office like that we have here in Fairfax County. So at the end of the day, I am very, very pleased that we are able to stand here successfully having gotten justice for Joe Ryan and Christine Banfield. So who has questions?
How would you describe someone who would not only carry out these murders, but make up a story like he did, and then get on the witness stand and tell it again?
It's monstrous. I mean, that's really what it is. It's monstrous. I mean, we are the safest jurisdiction, safest large jurisdiction anywhere in America, meaning we don't have a lot of homicides, but I've been doing this job for a while, and I can tell you that this defendant stood out to me highest above all the other murder cases that we've done in my 6 years here.
Wow.
Steve, in Juliana's proper, there were, obviously that was 4 hours long. There was a lot of details. And there was a lot that your office chose maybe not to get into. Talk about what you wanted to highlight for this jury, what you thought was needed to successfully prosecute this case, and maybe some things that you chose not to introduce as evidence.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot in this case. There were a lot of rabbit holes to run down. We knew two things going into this case. The case was about the blood. This case was always going to be in the blood. You heard it right from Jenna's opening statement. This case was about the blood. We knew that before we even charged this case. The second thing is we want it to be surgical. We want it to be in, we want it to be out. We didn't need to go through every single little thing. We didn't want to confuse the jury. We didn't want to burden them. We didn't want to put them to sleep. What we really wanted is we wanted the high level stuff. And you saw that. You saw us focus on the blood. You saw us use Juliana or have Juliana come up there to give flavor to what happened in that room. And then we used the blood, we used the digital forensics, we used everything else to support that and give flavor to that. So I think we asked for 4 weeks, but as we got into this trial, we realized that we could do it much quicker and much more effectively than if we took all 4.
How important was Juliana's testimony? You have the defense saying, she has always maintained backing up Brendan Banfield until the very last minute here, and almost saying that you guys were too tunnel focused. Without Juliana's proffer, I mean, do you think we could have gotten to this result?
I think we can. As a matter of fact, we were planning for it. If you take a look at the timeline of the case, we did not authorize charges against Brendan Banfield until after we got the blood analysis done. That is what we were waiting for. And it wasn't until 2 months after we got the blood and we indicted Brendan for these crimes that Juliana decided to proffer and cooperate with us. So we had planned to go forward with just the blood evidence and everything else. And we felt that we, even with that, we could have put this case on. Now, of course, as a prosecutor, if you have somebody in the room and they want to proffer, they want to turn state's evidence, you're not going to turn that down. You're going to investigate that. We did that proffer. She told us some things that we had not known. We did check on her story. We felt confident in that story, confident enough to offer her the plea deal that we gave her and put her on the stand as part of our case in chief.
Can I ask Jenna a question?
Just briefly.
Yeah,
Steve,
let me get to Drew and then I'll.
Did you get an opportunity to talk to Mr. Ryan and Christine's family? What did you say to them?
I have before. I did not get a chance to today, and I'm always very hesitant to speak for the victims' families. I know that it was a very, very emotional day. I imagine that maybe we'll be speaking again in the future, but I hope that this verdict gives them some sense of peace and puts them somewhere on the path towards healing after this tragic homicide.
Jenna, can I ask you a quick question?
I'm sorry.
What's your message to Banfield's daughter?
God, I mean, what do you say to a child in that situation? I don't know if I have a message for her, but I have a hope for her. I have a hope that she spends the rest of her life with people who love her and know that there were people in this world who loved her. And I hope that she always carries that in her heart. Now, Bob, you had a question for Jenna?
Yeah, Jenna.
Yeah, sure.
Take us through the
Tough
strategy
question.
you talked about during the trial of arresting her first to get to him.
Sure. Well, there was originally a belief that was born pretty early in the investigation that she was an accomplice of Mr. Banfield's, that there was a plan. As our detectives uncovered more evidence that supported the possibility of the plan, the idea was formed to arrest her based on the evidence that we knew we had, because it would be a successful prosecution, but also with the hope that she would end up seeing the light and coming to us with her story. It was something that we obviously had to wait quite a while for, and to be honest, had given up on at the time that we charged Mr. Banfield. We weren't going to wait anymore. We were providing her with the discovery that she needed to be able to defend herself in her case, and so there was no expectation that she would turn. It was just really happenstance that we were reached out to by her counsel that she was finally ready to talk.
You
mentioned
had a
in
chance
your
to question
closing-
him face to face.
Sorry, say
What
again.
was that like? You had the chance to question him finally on the stand
I
face
did.
to face. How do you describe him?
I think that everyone has commented on what was so obvious, that he was not truthful, that he was cold, that he behaved oddly in response to questions that should have elicited emotion, that he never spoke of himself as Christine's husband, that he didn't speak lovingly of his wife, that he showed absolutely no human emotion that we expected to see of someone in his position.
You mentioned in your closing.
Sorry.
You mentioned in your closing how he wanted to be with Juliana, and hence the possible motive here. Outside of that, is there anything else as far as why he would commit this?
You know, it's really challenging to try to put yourself in someone like Mr. Banfield's mind. And I don't know that I want to try that hard, to be completely honest. I think that he was obviously hoping for a life with Juliana, and he didn't see a way to accomplish that without executing his wife.
Are you surprised that Brendan took the stand? You believe that actually
Yes.
helped your case?
Yes, I, having been a defense attorney for years, I think I would have counseled against him taking the stand. But, Mr. Carroll didn't have a lot to work with. And at the end of the day, if his client wanted to testify, he had the absolute right to do so.
What was the thinking behind giving Juliana such a sweetheart deal?
So I wouldn't necessarily describe it as a sweetheart deal. She does face 10 years in prison. That has not yet been determined. It is obviously a reduction, and it is certainly reflective of her cooperation. But in order to encourage her to tell the truth, there had to be something. I think that the agreement that she entered into will hopefully allow for the judge to pass judgment on her in a way that is measurable. It will certainly never account for the lives that she was responsible for taking, but I think that the amount of time that she'll serve will be determined by Judge Ascarati, and I'm sure it will be appropriate.
So she hasn't agreed to your recommendation?
Correct. The judge is free to sentence her as she chooses within the statutory limitations.
But 10 years, even the max, is still a gift, right, for someone who's plotted and set up Christine and Joe.
That's a good question.
And there's a lot of violence in this movie.
That is absolutely true.
Thank you, Jenna. I also wanted to add to this. You guys have access to Jenna if you have more questions for her. But no, I think it's really, really important that, we don't characterize this as a quote unquote sweetheart deal. This is the work of being a prosecutor. She still is taking accountability for homicides. When you take a look at what the relative culpability is, I think that where we have landed is appropriate. And quite frankly, Juliana, by testifying, answered a lot of questions, not only for us, but for the jury. Let's not forget how important her testimony may have been to some of those jurors. So her still facing up to 10 years in prison is very, very significant and well worth the cost to make sure that Brendan Banfield was convicted for a crime where it is a mandatory life sentence. As the law is written right now, Brendan Banfield will not walk free for the rest of his natural life.
Is there anything else that a lot of times evidence does not get into a trial? What else should people know about this guy?
Oh, you're right.
That you were not able to present to the jury that had convinced you guys he was guilty.
Well, I hate to disappoint you, but for us, the evidence spoke volumes. I mean, we got our evidence in what we thought was important, and I think that, in many ways, we're proud that we let the evidence speak for itself. So there's not really a lot of things that were outside the purview of the jury that led us to some kind of conclusion about what he did or what he did not do. We take a lot of pride, and we know the police take a lot of pride in following the evidence wherever it leads.
What do you hope Brendan Banfield is sitting in there thinking about right now?
I've always, I've been a prosecutor for, almost 15 years now. And I think about what goes through somebody's mind after they've been found guilty. And, quite frankly, my hope with this is that he realizes he didn't get away with it. And I know that sounds cliche, but I think through the evidence, you can see a lot of things that he set up trying to get away with it, thinking that he was going to beat the system, trying to outsmart everybody. I hope he thinks that. And most of all, though, I hope he thinks about his wife and Joe and about what a heinous thing he did, because that's something that he is rightfully going to have to live with for the rest of his life. Any other? Yes, please. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I'm sorry, were the relatives there also related to Joe?
Or any Ryan relatives?
Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't.
They weren't here today, but they have
They're
been
in the
in the courtroom.
Thank you.
Steve, rare to have cameras in the courtroom here in Virginia, particularly in a criminal case. A whole big part of the world is watching this.
Yeah.
What do you hope the takeaway is for people who've been watching this incredibly salacious story here in our neighborhood? What do you hope the takeaway is for all these people that have been watching this play out?
Yeah, that's a great question, Drew. I think there are a couple takeaways that I hope they come away with. First of all, trials and this world, it's not law and order. It doesn't happen in half an hour. It's not black and white. There's a lot of work that goes into it. There's a lot of nuance. So I want them to understand what this work is. But I think the one thing I want people in this community to take away from is they got to see their justice system in action, right? They don't have to read about it. They get to see it. And I hope what they saw is a modern professional prosecutor's office doing a job with a very, very difficult case. I mean, the forensics, the blood, all of these things are very, very difficult to parse, to talk about, to explain to a jury. And the team behind me, quite frankly, they made it look easy. And I think that really speaks to the level of professionalism, not only in the prosecutor's office, but with the courts generally, as well as the investigation of the county police department, which is top notch.
You have on cameras in the courtroom all the time.
Well, my God, I love it. I honestly, I would not be opposed we are proud of the work that we do here as law enforcement apparatus in Fairfax County. We have nothing to hide. I would love everybody to see every one of our trials and see what goes into the decision making. We do almost 20,000 cases a year.
Wow.
And for people to really understand the nuance and how we agonize over a lot of these decisions to try to do justice, I think that would be great for this community.
20,000.
That's
questions?
crazy.
So, yes.
I would not have guessed that.
Very out of the normal realm or very extraordinary. Ever had any sense as to how this came about? Have any? Seriously, that's what most.
Well,
asking, right?
I just say it might be glib, but you if you watch the trial, you might have been able to see it. But no, but in all seriousness, no, we just have the evidence, and quite frankly, our job is to follow the evidence. And we heard what Juliana said, we heard what Brendan said. Those are our clues into what happened. But at the end of the day, we presented the evidence to the jury, and we're just very, very pleased that we're able to stand here knowing that we got justice for Joe and Christine.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it, guys. Yeah.
Guys, thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, I liked that guy.
All day today.
He was good. Congratulations to them. We were, of course, kind of picking in a little critical of the prosecution, but they won. They got it done.
Well, and it just kind of I think it goes to show you that they had plenty of evidence that they didn't present. They presented the stuff that they felt was the most important, so it didn't cloud the understanding of the jury. And I think I still was confused. So if I was confused, I don't want to say I'm intelligent, but I feel like I can really understand things as they're presented, and I had difficulty at times trying to get the picture they were painting.
Yeah, I mean the forensic stuff, the blood and all of that, and the phone data stuff was really complicated.
It was.
So Romy 2 says, goes to show you that you cannot commit a perfect crime no matter how long and hard you try and plan it.
True.
Shauna says she made it through surgery. We're waiting on the results right now.
I was asking about her sister.
Okay.
In chat. I want to clear something up real quick.
Sure.
Aunt E owes me $1 because she said Murdoch. You guys did not mention that.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did eventually.
Eventually? Well, it must have been when I was
somebody in the chat, or I think figured it out.
So
yes, he said, because I said I wasn't sure he'd be guilty, and I was like, no, I knew he was guilty. I just was at the beginning. I said I was concerned about it, but I didn't remember betting. And then I said, no, it's because I said Murdaugh. Then I go Murdaugh, and I kept adding more Murdaughs, and I said, then I owe you $5 more, and I was just joking around.
So that's like what, 10 now?
Maybe. You're not getting it.
I know.
Oh, sorry, let me mute.
I've got a pillowcase. I'll send you in the mail.
You found the pillowcase?
Oh, I've had them. I'm just waiting for the right time.
Do you know? I know you know this. You should tell them it's really a funny thing that we've been doing for years.
We have these hideous. I'll bring them sometime to the next live.
I thought they were gone.
This is fun.
No, I have them. I even got rid of everything. When we moved. But we have these 2 ugly pillowcases, and then we just keep sticking them in each other's stuff so that the other person will end up with them. And so I still.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing it a decade, right? At least.
Oh, at least.
Maybe.
But I've had them a long time this time.
Yeah, so they're these pillowcases that our aunt gave us, I think, and
yes, they were from our aunt.
We've had them like forever, and I don't know how it started. One of us put it in a present or something, or we each had one, or some. I don't remember how it started, but we started putting it like we'd wrap it in gifts for each other, and they'd open it up and get the pillowcase. So.
And then if you once you get it, it's yours until you figure out how to get it back to them.
No, I can't believe they still exist. I thought they were gone forever.
No, I mean, this is a back and forth thing that's gone on for years with you two. It's great. So like, I think it's
How long?
hilarious.
It's been at least since we've been together,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it's been going on a long time.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it in a few.
She's had it. I think I gave her like the first time after they moved. I think I gave it to her down there.
Yeah.
Just
No, I
as a
don't think
joke.
so. Down here?
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
I thought
Because that was like a real stick it to you because you'd gotten rid of everything.
Yeah,
That's what I thought, but maybe I'm wrong. You might have taken them with you. It's been so long since I've seen them. I thought they were gone for good.
Want to be sleeping. Something says that sounds like fun. I used to set my mom's ringtone to long fart and turn the ringer on high. Kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, we have these little games we play.
Yeah, it's a good prank.
I'm so excited they still exist.
I think they
I
do.
really thought they were gone.
What?
Those
The
pillowcases.
pillowcase? Oh yeah, I know. Because we haven't seen it in so long. Figured they got lost
I
somewhere.
figured she got rid of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Because if
wanna-
they were
No,
here, they'd
they're not
still be
good.
here.
I'll put you guys talk. I'll go see if I can find them. I'm in the same room as they are. So
I was
gonna
gonna say, did
play-
you stick them in mom's bathroom?
I wanted
No.
to play the verdict one more time anyway, because I figured some people joined in late and would like to see the look on his face. Is that okay?
Okay.
And you didn't really get to see it.
I didn't. I
'Cause you were
got to hear
driving.
it, but Middle E was very excited too. By the way,
Oh, he was
he's caught up in this case now too.
excited. What did he say?
He was just like just gritting really big. He was just
Oh.
like, yeah.
Oh, Middle he was.
Yeah, Middle E, not Biggie.
Oh yeah.
He was just grinning real big. He was like, because
Because we didn't know how this would go.
yeah, we were talking about it at lunch.
All right. So here's they're calling on the juror here.
This case, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and are these the verdicts of the jury?
Yes, it is.
And are they unanimous?
Yes, it is.
Because I really wasn't paying attention to
Criminal
his
case
face.
number FE 2024-666, count 1.
I hate that number.
We, the jury, on the issue join in the case of the Commonwealth of Virginia versus Brendan Robert Banfield, defendant, find the defendant guilty of aggravated murder of Joseph Ryan and Christine Banfield as part of the same act or transaction. Case number FE 2024-666, count 4. We, the jury, on the issue joined in the case of the Commonwealth of Virginia versus Brendan Robert Banfield, defendant, find the defendant guilty of aggravated murder of Joseph Ryan within the same 3-year period during which he did also kill and murder Christine Banfield. In case number FE 2024-666, count 5, we, the jury, on the issue joined in the case of the Commonwealth of Virginia versus Brendan Robert Banfield, defendant, find the defendant guilty of using a firearm in the commission of a felony. In case number FE 2024-873, count 1, we, the jury, on the issue joined in the case of the Commonwealth of Virginia versus Brendan Robert Banfield, defendant, find the defendant guilty of child endangerment.
Would either side like the jury polled?
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
that.
Oh my gosh, they do exist. They do. I'm so excited.
there they are.
Will we give those away for
I
trivia?
really
kidding.
thought they were gone.
Yeah. Do you have both of them? Or just one? You got them both. Yeah.
Have a pair. They are so lovely. They're got little schoolhouses on them. They belong to your grandmother. They do not belong to
They
our
were
grandmother.
they were aunts.
From
Or,
Aunt Glenna.
they came from yes.
And if you don't know that is their mother chiming in here. Granny 42 is.
Granny 42 is our mom, and she's saying they belong to your grandmother. No,
Now they
may have.
been
She
our
might have
grand-
inherited them.
She might have ended up with them. And that would make sense because she liked to make quilts. So she took all kinds of
Material.
and
See-
but somehow we ended up with a set of these beautiful.
But they don't have
quilts.
sheets, guys. That's the problem. Is they're just these pillowcases, and that's great if you have the whole set.
It's no problem. Those would go anywhere. With any.
I wouldn't say that because they'll end up in your presence.
Oh, now that you've brought this all up again, we're getting those this year sometime.
Yeah.
Because she's forgotten about them.
Yeah.
She forgot about
back.
the prank. And now it's back.
I've been waiting for a long time. I got rid of everything in my old house, literally everything, and kept those.
Want to be sleuthing something that says, were they made to encourage abstinence?
I do not know. They've got schoolhouses and little weird girls and little schoolhouses. And barns, there's a barn. I didn't realize there was a
Knowing
barn.
our aunt, they were probably nice, expensive sheets at one point.
Oh yeah.
But,
I don't know what brand they are.
But they don't match anything in anybody's houses, and
no,
you
they're
know.
just really weird. But I can tell you that they were expensive because they're very old, but they're the kind that have like the pillow guard on the inside that once you put the pillow in, the pillow's completely covered. And that was like, it's like a high quality thing they did many years ago.
Those are definitely vintage 70s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They were 70s when her kids were young, and they had the schoolhouses on them, and she was a school teacher at one time. And
for some reason, I feel like we were given those. I don't remember, as a gift, because we wouldn't have like.
Good question.
Why don't you sleuthing something that's hilarious today if you're not picking up on that?
Yeah, like the
ones.
people, they're as big as the barn. Like the girl is as big as the barn. She's a giant girl with yellow hair. Yeah, and she's as big as the schoolhouse.
I love how practical everybody is at chat. They're like, use them at the hotel.
Travel pill, yeah.
Use them in the camper. All this different stuff.
They're really high quality. That's what's so funny. And
I
they're
don't remember why we have them, but somehow I feel like they were given to us like it was special, and they're not.
Yeah.
Like I like something like, I knew you always loved these pillowcases. We're like, what are you talking about? It was something weird like that. We didn't just get them.
You find out. Back on track with Kat says she's going to Google them. I'll hold it up if you want to take a picture. That way, if you want to look them up, I mean, they're kind of hard to see.
They're very thick, and think about how old they are and how good they look still.
Yeah, I mean they are. They're really nice, like thick pillowcases.
I'm assuming.
Real big teeth, like make dog pet. No, these pillowcases are much more fun to pass around.
I'm assuming the defense is not going to come out and speak today.
I doubt it.
You know.
I doubt
well,
it.
I thought I did hear them say that her family had been in the Ryan family. I think that was her maiden name was Ryan. And they said was that Joe?
Joe's Ryan. Yeah.
Right.
Joe's aunt had been there at some time, but
watch them be worth lots of money.
Take it to Antique Roadshow or something. And,
yeah. These are rare schoolhouse giant woman sheets.
Yeah.
And they are worth
you guys
$4
back
million.
Well, I'll take one and I'll give you the 2 million, and you can have 2 million.
Okay. That sounds good.
That's
No, it's worth it. It's worth having them. Everybody's like, do something with. No, we're not gonna. It's worth the laughter and the gotcha moment of us passing it back and forth. It's worth it. We'll do it forever, and our kids will probably do it too.
Because you come home usually from like the Christmas bags, you know, when you come home from stuff like that, and then there's the pillowcases in the bottom of the bag, and that's fun.
No, I've put it directly in the wrapped gift before. I remember doing that.
Well, I almost brought them last Christmas when all that was going on, and I was like,
middle E.
It's not, I was like, it's not the time to be so jovial. So I just kept them to myself. But I had thought about it then, before all that happened, and
they have complete sets. Thank you. Back on track.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
That's hysterical.
Well,
do they have a name?
Christmas.
Huh?
There's Christmas. A complete set of
it's so funny because
it's better with just a pillowcase.
We each used to have one, and I'm telling you, there was some story behind, and I just can't recall.
Yeah, it's been so long.
But we each got one. It might have been when our grandmother passed away. I don't remember it. We each got one for some reason because I feel like I don't know. I feel like our aunt gave them to us. I swear.
How did you even look them up? The VTG Marimekko Boo Boo. Okay. Okay.
That's hysterical. The fact that you were able to find that back on track with Kat, I just can't. I mean, we have the best sleuths in the world.
People are good.
We have the best sleuths. Best sleuths. That's hysterical. Oh, by the way, I didn't say it, but off topic. So
I'm gonna write it down and text it to myself so I have the name of it.
Screenshot it and you can copy and paste it. Screenshot or comment. I can put it on the screen.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, detective mom, please do not. I'm about to start up one of those online yard sales because I'm trying to get rid of so many things. I have
Yeah.
so much stuff I don't need. Detective mom says we all need to buy a set of them and send them to you for Christmas so you'll have like 100 pairs. That's funny.
That is funny.
I'm sure our grandmother had them because she was going to do something quilty with them. I guarantee it. So, you still waiting for the defense?
I was searching to see if they were making a statement. It doesn't look like they are, and the family's not making a statement either, at least not yet. Maybe they will tonight or tomorrow, but it looks like that's really going to be all the news to come out of it today. But I'm pretty happy that went the way it did. As it got longer in the day today, I was really kind of starting.
I was
to
getting
think,
nervous. Yeah.
this may not be good, but
also, Wannabe Sleuthin says turn it back around on us and use them for giveaways. That way we can all send them back and forth to each other. That's what we should do. Make them into mini pillowcases.
That works.
I wanted to show you. Auntie hasn't seen this, but look, Auntie. Oh wait, I have to take it. Wait, I have to take us down to show it. Wait, just a second. Let me pull this off.
Oh, cute.
So this is going to be our Crime Dogs 80s TV trivia. I'm going to take the banner off because it ruins it.
They are vintage, it says.
Well, yeah,
they're
a
big, like they're a big deal. I knew they had to be expensive at the time that that they came out.
So I have been working on trivia, and whenever we can get our schedule going, we will do our members only trivia.
Well, now that we know we're done with the trial,
right? We can do it. I want to give people a few days notice, though.
Yeah.
So when we do our trivia, we'll do some type of prize for the winner. I'm not sure what that prize is going to be yet. The last person was the Hen House who won, and she won a $25 gift card to Cheesecake Factory that was donated by Dreaming of Blue Skies and Sandy Beaches. And then, I mean, we've done some stuff like that before, but we've also done merchandise from our store. We've done merchandise that we've had here. We've had Sebastian Rogers visual shirts that we got extra. I'm trying to think what else we've given away. We've given away evidence bags.
Mm-hmm.
We've given away a few different things. People had donated. Some of our mods and former mods had donated stuff. And then I'm not sure what we'll give away. Probably merchandise, if I had to guess this time. The Hen House actually wanted me to donate her a gift card to a food pantry, or and I have no idea how to do that. So I said, hey, here's the thing. If you want to donate it, you can donate.
Yeah.
So, but the topic is going to be 80s TV. So,
not like sitcoms or anything in particular, just 80s television.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And there's going to be 40 questions. And we goof off and talk about all kinds of stupid stuff. So it's a lot of fun. But I want to give you guys a few days notice before we do it, because and typically we do it on like a Saturday night or a Sunday night or afternoon or something like that. But I want to give you guys plenty of notice before we do it.
I can't get over these. I'm looking these up and I'm like, they really are online, and they're like vintage, and they're like $60 and $80.
How much are just the pillowcases?
A package of pillowcases are $75.
You're kidding me.
No.
That's crazy.
They call it the Dan River Schoolhouse. It's called VPG Marimekko Bobu Dan River Schoolhouse. What a name.
I told you.
Someone was saying earlier that was a good company.
Our Aunt Glenna was to do.
Yeah.
Always. So she always.
Oh, Sophie, I think we do have some Sebastian stuff planned soon.
Actually, we do. Should I just say it, because that's the plan?
I don't know what you're going to say. So.
Well, you want to mute for a second? Let me tell you before I say it.
Okay.
Maybe.
Oh wait. Can you mute me?
No, you have to mute. Down at the bottom, there's a little
I'll do it.
microphone.
He's muted. That's so funny. Yeah, maybe I'll sell them and get money for them, and they're vintage. So make some cash. Make some cash.
Okay.
Okay. You can announce it if you want.
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
It was
Okay.
your idea, actually.
It was
to do
my
it.
idea.
It was your
My idea is that since we are leading up to Sebastian's second 2-year mark of him being missing, that I thought that we should devote our whole month to Sebastian. So obviously if there's other breaking news or other things that we want to cover, that's fine. But our main streams in the evening and everything are going to be Sebastian because he deserves that.
Yeah. So we've got
just to kind of review everybody on the case again and go to. I think we were going to. I had planned to go through the whole case all over again. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. And we've got new followers that maybe weren't around when we did most of our work on Sebastian, so can orient you to that as well.
Yes.
Yeah, and every live stream will be a little different. The kind of the direction we do.
Mm-hmm.
And we're working on a couple of those things already.
I think that one of them will be revisiting our old red flags.
Yes, I think that's a good
and
one. And
redoing it. Yeah. Also, we want to promote the event that Real Me Too and Bullhorn Betty and all the friends are doing, the Gathering of the Voices.
Yes.
So we want to promote that as well.
Hopefully the weather's going to be better and it won't be so difficult because it would be really hard, in the past couple of weeks for something like that to have taken place.
Late February shouldn't be like this year. I mean, we don't usually have snow that late in the month.
No, we're going to be in the upper 50s by I looked at it the other day.
Yes, Deanna, that was one of my favorite ones when we did the red flags.
Yeah.
Monday it's going to be in the 60s. So
yeah, we're finally getting
next Monday.
Next Monday, yeah.
It's going to be a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all in the 60s. So it may be. Who knows though? You just never know here.
You
we
never
could
know.
get a little snow, but usually not that late in the month. Usually not.
Right, Detective
Right.
Mom. And there's quite frankly, as much as we were on top of it with this case, over time you forget stuff. I mean, I'm not at an age where I can retain things like I used to. So we are going to
all of the interviews. I mean, there were so many interviews that we just started getting so much information and we couldn't keep up with it.
Look at El Kennedy. You remember our packets.
Yes, no kidding.
Oh, I forgot about the
Hopefully
packets.
you will receive your packet by then. I forgot. We had a big laugh about those.
Yes.
Oh, packets. Yes, and Real Me Too is putting the Gathering of the Voices stuff together in chat. She's putting the links in chat on YouTube. If you are in the Tennessee area and you want to attend, I would highly recommend it. We will be there in and out depending on therapies and things. So we will definitely be around. You got anything,
I was
sir?
trying to think, what was the packet thing? They were telling that all
That
these
we all got
creators-
packets.
That
We
we
all
all
get
got
packets,
packets.
With the same talking point.
I think Tony was responsible for them, maybe. Or I don't know, but they said we got packets
Yeah.
and we are supposed to talk about what's in the packet.
Yes. Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, that was
And-
funny.
Well, I think Tony was in chat and we were joking. We're like, we haven't gotten our packet. We haven't gotten our payment.
How are we supposed to do this without our packets of talking? That's
Right.
funny. Yeah, I remember joking about it. I forgot all about that.
It's been a long time.
But yeah, I think red flags is definitely one to do.
Too. She said in the reporting in the beginning I missed.
Well, should we just let's take put a 1 in chat if you think that we should just start at the beginning and just start going through stuff again. I know that sounds crazy.
There were some great interviews and some great just social media stuff that came out.
I think yeah.
Nora Cal, it'll be great to see you again.
Yeah, I think it'll be not easy to put together because it'll be a lot of work to put it together.
Yeah.
But the different topics to cover in it.
We can
things,
cover our stuff from the beginning because we were terrible.
Things that we can use a lot of our old video
right
that we did.
Right.
There were a lot of things that happened early on that in hindsight look different to us now with new knowledge.
Well, and that's what Real Me Too just said. It's always good to go over the case from the beginning. You'd be surprised to see the things you pick up on, and so many haven't heard about Sebastian. And that's true. We've had a lot of new people since we started with Sebastian.
Yeah.
I have to go let the person that's helping us with that repair in and put the dog away. So
Okay.
if we could wrap it up if you want, or we can.
See right now.
Yeah, I got to go take care of it, so you guys can. Talk.
Okay, and then
I'll go off
we'll
camera.
wrap up when you come back.
Okay.
Do you go with me mentioning possible ideas for the topics, or just kind of?
No, I would love to have everybody's input on what they want to hear about.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just.
Nina said focus on CP behavior.
Yeah, I mean, he's a lot of the interviews for sure.
Yes.
I had thought about doing kind of just one that kind of just focuses on law enforcement themselves, kind of everything they've said and put out just from their perspective. Maybe do a live stream that way, like their public statements, FBI, all the interviews Craddock did and everything like that, that they've done over the last 2 years, just to kind of see what their approach has been. Yeah, the dispatch call, I think, would be good we have that. We could go over that again too.
That is a good one. That's a good one.
To see what they were saying to each other. Because I've only listened to that, I think maybe once, and it's been a long time. It might sound different to us now too.
Well, and I would just like to hear what the news said about even when they went to and got the search warrant and went to the dump.
Yeah.
Because just all that stuff.
When you listen to the local reporters, sometimes they have relationships with these people, and they sometimes say things, they repeat things that they've been told that maybe they shouldn't repeat even. And Detective Mom says that's what the cold case folks do. Start from the beginning.
A granny is wanting to know if you all have school tomorrow. She's asking twice.
So far. They haven't said we don't yet. It did kind of melt today, but it's not our area that we have to worry about. It's Portland. Apparently, that's at such a different elevation. They thaw slower, so it's always their roads to keep. Because we're always around here going, we can drive to school, no big deal. But it's a huge county.
Somebody said, a lot of things can now be debunked too. Yes.
Yeah, do one that's a focus on Katie specifically. That'd be a shorter live than Chris's.
Yeah, I know.
If you just focused on Katie's words. Yeah, that'd be a good way to do it too.
Well, and you could go all the way up to the 1 year anniversary time where she did the interview then.
Yeah.
Are you guys writing these down? Because I'm not.
Yeah, Real Me Too. It could be a short. We'll just do a short with Katie advocating for.
I'll make a list. I'm not doing it, but I will. I got my drawer with my little book.
You get your drawer with your little book.
It's a little, yeah. It's a book you gave me. It's my one of my books.
It's got your name on it.
No, it doesn't.
Not this.
This one doesn't. This one doesn't. I'm looking at it
because usually when I buy those, I get your name.
It doesn't.
Okay.
Pam says, I have a theory about what happened to Sebastian. I've had a strong intuition about this from the beginning.
I'll tell you though, y'all,
yeah.
I have feelings, and we even did our own theory. I'm not even sure our opinion theory that we did probably a year ago is not, I don't even know if I still believe that. It changes all the time. My different theories, our overall theme of
what we did on the live when we did that. Yeah. Brenda says, I wonder if they thought you all got packets because everyone with common sense was saying the same things.
Oh my gosh. That is the comment of the night. Where is that?
That's right here, Brenda.
Okay. You know what? I'm taking down the whole become a crime dog. I'm unpinning that and I'm putting it Brenda Calvert's because that is the comment of the night.
That's really funny.
That is amazing. That is so funny. That is so funny.
And Swilmy too says Sebastian deserves the attention.
He sure does. I just, I just want to go over everything again in my own mind. I know Betty's doing that. Betty's been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
But there's something about just doing it ourselves again. I kind of would like to go over some of the stuff that we've gone over. Plus, there's a drive you and I need to take.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're going to do that as well.
Yeah. Unbelievable. There's still work to be done.
He's not here, so we can't stop until he is.
I'm not going to say who or how this happened today.
Okay.
But we talked to a local today that we have never discussed the case with before.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought you were talking to me. Like you did this. You were with me. Okay.
Yeah, we were together.
Okay.
So we talked to a local today. We had never, they didn't know we did this or whatever. And
we were
so
like,
we started talking about doing the Crimecast, started talking about Sebastian. And I always think it's interesting to hear from locals. And basically that person not ever listening to us or
knew nothing about us,
basically was
didn't
saying,
watch YouTube for it or anything like that.
Their opinion was, oh, can you believe it's been this long?
Mm-hmm.
And I always kind of felt like the parents were responsible. And Chris's contradictory statements were what stood out to that person.
Those were the things.
Yeah,
she doesn't watch YouTube or anything like that.
Yeah, didn't know we did this, just from whatever she's seen in local news or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way it always goes with the locals.
Yeah.
Any local that knows the story at all, they're always looking at the parents. Like 100% of the time. I don't know. I've not met anyone that knows the story very well that hasn't been at least side-eyeing the parents. Anyway, I always just think that's interesting from the local perspective because, the people that are here, that's what they think.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
What are you looking at?
Oh, Deanna said, I know there's an interview with Twyla from the Midwest EquiSearch that said KP showed her the Texas Roadhouse pics of Sebastian. I did not know that. Is that old? I don't remember that. You know what though, y'all?
I don't know.
I've forgotten so much. I don't remember that. Yeah, exactly. NorCal says every local I talk to thinks you have to look at the last person that was with them. I think that's,
Well, and it's usually most often the parents in any of these situations where you have kids. It's just not likely that he was abducted. It's just not. It's not likely.
Well, again, I could say this for the live stream, but I said this to the person today. I said, the FBI doesn't put out $50,000 rewards for runaways.
Right.
Period.
Right.
And that really sums it all up in a nutshell and tells you everything you need to know. No matter what happened, no matter who or what, happened, something criminal happened.
Sure. And we'll probably go over that again, that part too, just to hammer it home.
Go over our old footage and stuff.
Yeah. And
we could also talk about, the stuff the mob crew's been doing. I don't think they had any results or the results they were hoping for, but
but it's still good to try and
absolutely
test it out
and
see.
At least they're looking,
And if you don't know what she's talking about there, of course, she's talking about the cemetery, looking like there's some activity over there.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about
their
cars.
search. I was talking about their ground penetrating
Right.
radar. Yeah.
And they thought, we know where they're talking about that big monument. But they did the ground penetrating radar and didn't seem to find anything that looked like a person could be in there. But I mean, it's just the thing you check off the list as a possibility. So I'm glad they did it.
I'll have to find that. If anybody finds that interview with Twyla, could you email it to us at crimecast@proton.me or let's see. Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
My NorCal says my frustration with locals is when they say we may never know. I want to see justice for Sebastian. I do too.
Well,
I do too.
I'll tell you, my frustration with locals are the ones that are like, oh, they didn't find him.
Yeah,
Those are the ones that bug me.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of those.
I thought he'd been found. You
Yeah,
always
he
hear
was
people
found.
that,
No, I
he's
said no. I can assure you, he's not.
No.
Yeah.
So we just have. That's basically what we're going to devote the whole month of February to.
Well, and I talked to a local that was a former policeman in Nashville, and the case. Asked what he thought. He said, "Oh, he's just probably a runaway." I mean, he just blew it off. He didn't even, he had heard about it, but didn't even give it any thought.
Oh, I get so mad when people say that.
And I felt like it was just it was a cop out.
Mm-hmm. You fell for the narrative.
Or just played the odds.
You would think a cop would have a different perspective, though. A former cop that had been with Nashville for 25 years.
This was someone you talked to personally?
Yeah, that was a detective in
okay.
Nashville for like 25 years.
Hmm.
So I was surprised that just that he'd never even given it any thought, looked into it, and it's in his community, and just never gave it any mind. So, oh, he's probably just a runaway.
Yeah, I mean, well, so many of them.
And I was like, if you know the case, he did not run away. Mm-hmm. You just know he didn't run away.
Well, I think that's what the frustrating is because people get the bits and pieces that are on the local news. Like just the little clips. They haven't dug into it to the extreme like we have. And so that's a little frustrating because we know so much more. Even the person we were talking to today, I was like, oh, there's so much I couldn't even just get into all of it right now.
Well, and the locals, they only see the news interviews.
Right.
They haven't seen all the
YouTube stuff.
Web Sleuths and Smiley Story and all that stuff, all those interviews that were like Red Flag City.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And we always forget we are a little sliver of YouTube.
Sure.
Well, and the true crime
not mainstream.
Right.
The true crime community is very specific. And it's the same people. So you don't have these people that just start, hey, I want to listen to something about true crime. They just don't do it. It's a genre. And so people that are interested in it stay interested in it. And it drew us because you all were locals to the situation. And you had a child with autism that also appealed. And so that's what got us there. And now we're like hook, line, and sinker.
Mm-hmm. We talked about it every day for years. I don't know if there's a day that's gone by that we haven't talked about it.
Probably not many.
Not since it happened.
No.
NorCal says, I'm surprised there's not more outrage or frustration with SCSO. I'm not, because I don't feel like the locals care like we do. I just don't think they do. Or
the only people that care are the true crime people that are trying to give them a voice, and then family and people that are related to the situation or know the situation. You just don't get people lose interest.
Yeah. If it's not at the top of the headline, people aren't talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like this Savannah Guthrie thing is big right now, but if it's a crime, then it'll be, because she's a newscaster, it'll be big and it'll be at the forefront. But it's just whatever's the talking point of the day, and people forget after so long, especially after 2 years. You get people that just don't engage in it anymore, and they're like, "Oh, I thought he'd been found."
And you'll hear me say this again on the live stream because it's kind of a sticking point that we discussed last night. I said, the sheriff's office may want to bring a case. They may very well want to bring a case and arrest people, but their DA has to say it's okay. And if their DA doesn't say it's okay, or we have a strong enough case to win, it's not happening, guys. So we can't lay all the blame on the sheriff's office. We don't know what they know. We don't. I just sounded like Eric Craddock. Sorry.
Well, you got to look at the Banfield case. They didn't arrest him immediately. It was months. Right. It was months.
And they had a body right there. Yeah, they
had 2 bodies, and they had a smoking weapon.
That's a great example.
And it took months for them to get where they were. And like they said today, they were going ahead without Juliana's proffer. They were going ahead with the indictment on him. But luckily she came to them afterwards and said, hey, I got news for you.
Yeah. I know everybody wants to lay blame on the sheriff's department, but we can't. There's more people involved in this.
Yeah.
You know, we can't just lay it on them.
No, we don't know what they've got. We don't know.
Right.
You know, if you're comparing Banfield, for example, to this, we know what they knew.
They had the what and the where and the victims.
Right. They knew that they actually committed the act. It was just under what motivation. We don't know where Sebastian is. I'm assuming, you know, unless something's happened recently that Sumner County is holding back, they don't know where Sebastian is either. Even if they've got a theory about whether he's abducted or not.
I mean, but it is easy to play. It is easy to blame the police because that's where it starts, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, you have to remember. I mean, we've talked to other people. The former DA, at least, was not one to want to bring charges unless he knew he was going to win.
That was his reputation.
Yeah, that was his reputation. And so I don't know about the current DA. I really don't know anything about him. I think you surprised me. I thought he was a young guy too, but apparently he's not. He's not a young guy at all.
No.
But anyway, we can harp on this on Sebastian.
Oh, that's a good point. What
exactly.
Said, I'd rather take time to rush it than have a failed conviction. But Deanna also said in Boulder, a grand jury did find enough evidence to bring the Ramseys to trial, and the DA chose not to indict them.
Well, there you go. There you go.
That case still baffles everyone. And John Ramsey's still on the news and still doing interviews. And if you've ever watched any of Deception Detective about John Ramsey, it's really interesting. I encourage, if you like him, go back and look at his John Ramsey stuff he does.
Oh, it's great. And the son. Oh yeah. He does the son too.
Yes.
But yeah, that's exactly right. And think about, what was it? Red wine took 10 years.
Yeah.
Took 10 years, guys. And I know we all want it now, but I'm with Real Me too. I would rather it be solid and wait. I would rather it be solid. And ideally, I mean, in an ideal world, Sebastian's going to come home. You know, in an ideal world, that's the hope. That's the first hope. That's the number one.
Yeah, but whatever happened, it should be solvable because there are multiple people involved.
It should be.
So you should be able to get somebody somewhere to crack at some point.
If they haven't already.
And they might have
possible they already have.
They may have a Juliana already.
They may already have a Juliana that no one's aware of. Could be.
So it could be in the works. You never know.
You just don't know. As we always say, the first one to talk is the first one to walk. Juliana is a good example. She probably could have gotten a better deal than she got, quite frankly.
Probably. Well, we probably should go and get the dinner going.
We should. Biggie is stressed, and I don't know.
And he's given us a few minutes
here.
Well,
wait, I don't know if you realize this. There's no school.
Oh no.
Yeah, I did. Granny wanted me to ask. Granny wanted me to ask, and Mr. Easton hadn't gotten to that yet, but he didn't know that.
Yeah,
it just rocks his world.
We're just not going to say anything, so he rests easy tonight, and then I'll have to tell him in the morning.
He needs it so badly.
He needs to go back.
Just each day.
The thing is, he doesn't even like it, but he needs it, you know?
No, he doesn't want to go.
I have an idea of what you could do a special trip tomorrow. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah,
that we could talk about it, do something that he would enjoy, like going to a used bookstore or something.
Yeah, to one of those places.
One of those places.
Sure.
He would appreciate.
Sure, we can do that.
And that would make him feel happy.
Yes, it would. It would.
But he is so stressed, y'all.
And Sarah said there should be after tomorrow. It's going to warm up and rain. So
I hope so.
We're just doing the Charlie Brown, Lucy with the football thing over and over with him. That's what
he's
it is.
Just really stressed. He likes his schedule, and I know we have a lot of parents who have kids with autism in our chat.
Yes.
And you guys know he just needs his schedule. He needs it to be back to normal.
Even if it's not something he likes.
Even if he doesn't like it, it's as long as it's back to normal.
Yeah.
So I know he is. He's the sweetest thing, and he's been sweet. He's just really been honest. Like, he really wants me to find a DVD case and a bookshelf, and he's just been pushing me and pushing me and pushing me. because he wants to line up his DVDs. So I can't find one like. So anyway, let's let these people go.
Thank you for hanging with us for the trial. I'm glad we could celebrate a little bit with the conviction of
Can
Brendan.
we do the thing? Did it do it?
Yeah, I am. I was a little
I
worried
don't
on
like
this
that.
one.
It makes me feel uncomfortable.
The rock and roll thing.
Yeah. What's
Yeah,
the
I
other
know.
one?
I don't know. You can do balloons is one of them. So anyway, he's going away. We got justice there for Christina. Hopefully the little girl is surrounded by people that love her, like the DA was talking about. And probably next time we're back, we'll either be doing our end of the week Crimecast, or we'll go ahead and start the Sebastian live streams, right? One or the other.
I'd say we'll do Sebastian this week, I would say.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if we'll do weekly or not. I really would like to talk about Daniel Martell.
Yeah, we could do that too.
But what I guess what I mean is our month is going to be dedicated to Sebastian. At least once a week, we're going to do a Sebastian stream. If we do others, then we just do others.
Right? But at least once a week, we'll have something on Sebastian.
Hey, Kelsey, thank you for making sure that we were live. I got a call in the car and I wasn't able to answer it, and Real Me Too was calling to let me know that it was coming. So you guys were already live, and I was like, "We're live." So, all right. Well, we appreciate you, friends.
Yes, thank you everybody for being here, and we will see you soon.
I am not.
You're not ready. I know.
I'm never ready.
And
right.
There are DAs who are cowards and are being tough on certain crimes, especially no body cases. I think that's the thing. When you have no body cases, it's hard to get that indictment.
There have been some in Tennessee, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
there have been. And the more I'm learning about the sheriff's department, the more information I've been getting about them lately, the more I think I know a lot of people want to go straight to corruption. I'm not sure. I don't think that's
I'm not there.
the case.
But my thing is, why, if you can't solve it, why not ask for help? Why not reach out and do cold case, or somebody get other people involved when you reach a point? And that's the part that bothers me.
I agree with that, but maybe it's just a matter of time. Maybe they've got what they need and they're waiting to get whatever. We don't know how close they could be.
Right.
You know what I mean? So anyway.
Or how far.
I mean, they were doing stuff without us knowing about it a year ago when they went to Katie's house and pulled her cameras. We didn't know about that till half a year later or whatever.
Right.
So there could be things like that are happening that the public just doesn't know about.
Correct. That we won't find out for 6 months that happened.
Or look at a Melody Buzzard. You know, they had found her body 3 weeks before they arrested the mom.
Right on. That's
and the
a
public
good point.
didn't know anything about it.
That's a really good point.
So you just never know what's been found or what they've got that they're just holding back, because they don't have to tell us, you know.
Right, Shauna. She says, Katie claiming or pleading the fifth is interesting too.
I do too. The thing NorCal Gal said is wish that they would do updates. Earlier she said that, but she said, I wish there were more press just mentioning it, even if they can't provide updates. It would be nice for them,
but it does have to be newsworthy for them to put it in there. They've got a lot competing for the slots that they put on air. They've got a lot of things happening.
But the sheriff's office could just every quarter say, we're still working on it, just to let you know. We haven't forgot about it.
I would appreciate that as well.
Because they just stopped immediately. Like after that 1 year mark, we didn't hear anything.
I understand what you're saying about that. There has to be press-worthy events. Like I'm sure the Gathering of Voices is going to get covered, by some local press. There's got to be events and things like that. That's why vigils and things like that are really important in this situation.
It will draw
to give them a reason, to give media a reason to come out. So at any rate.
All right.
Well, we'll get into more of this when we do the lives on Sebastian.
Yeah.
Because I've got other stuff I want to talk about.
We've got so much, and we're, But at any rate, we are going to go, and you all have a great night. Thank you for spending the couple hours with us with the verdict, and thank you to our moderators and Shauna and Real Me Too. Thank you so much for helping us out. And I'm sure there's others I'm missing, but so I'm going to do a blanket. Thank you all moderators. Thank you all members, and look for that members only coming up. And thank you to our subscribers and our chatters. We appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful night.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Intelligent, keeping the missing relevant with Mr. E, Mrs. E. Let's not forget the sweet and E, and of course the best Grandy, unraveling these mysteries. Stay a while and share your thoughts.